Welcome back to this old save. Seriously is here, and today we're going to start some dismantling. We're going to take this boy here apart from the inside out. Well, maybe not fully. We're going to see what we can do about that. Because in between episodes, what I've been doing is finishing up. Oh, wrong one. We need to go over to the freighter. I've been running a lot of derelict freighters. So it turns out that address that I showcased in the previous episode works out amazingly in Eissentam. Not only is there a space station there, so it's great for reloading if you want to. It's a very, very, very short derelict. There's no stairs, ladders up or down. There's basically only it says you enter 4 rooms, but I feel like it's only 3. So I don't know where the 4th is, because you basically run straight across one room to the far wall. There's a door in the middle of the room. Then you run across another room straight ahead, basically, and then hang a left, and there's a door at the end against the wall. And then you run through that. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, there's 4 rooms. And then you run through that straight ahead, and you just avoid some little ceiling mounted cannons. And you turn around and that's the last room right beside you on the left again. So very simple derelict. I ran that quite a few times. I have all of the modules we need and all of the cargo bulkheads. So 3 trade, 3 exploration, 3 mining, 3 combat. So that's the 4 different types of frigate modules that do give bonuses, that actually do something to your fleet coordination. And then I've got 6 250 light year modules. So 3 for out here, 3 for in the tech side. And you might notice we only have 3 of each of the modules. So where is number 4? Well, that's over here. The other 3 for each of them. There we go. So that's all of the modules. Oh, and also on that page was 45 cargo bulkheads. That should, in theory, be enough to turn a 19 slots over here, and 5 slots in here. Now, we might be able to find 19.6. I don't know what S-class derelicts spawn in. It's either 19.5 or 19.6. I don't know. I feel like it's 19.6 because that's what exotics spawn in as their max. So that's probably what you can get, but I don't know if there's a range for freighters. We could get maybe there's 19.5. I don't know. I planned ahead. Either way, I should have enough to expand it fully right away. I also have found a replacement, so we can replace this right away. But today we need to prepare for that, and to prepare for that, what we need to do is, first of all, empty out this inventory because we're not going to have room for it all. Yeah, no, we only have 19 slots, and some of that's going to be filled up with junk already when we go to trade in the derelict. So we need to empty that inventory somewhere, which is going to be tricky because if we go through here, you can see it's already pretty jam-packed. I got one entire slot. I can get rid of that. I don't need a skeleton. I do not need that many wiring looms. That's crazy. This is just how many I've gathered. These aren't duplicated. These are just over time. I gathered up this many. Wiring looms 2, wiring boogaloo is the name of that container. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. That'll save a ton of space. They're early game. They're worth a ton of money. That's probably what I was doing, was crashing economies with these. It's super simple on normal mode because you can hold so many of them. Actually, wiring looms work great in permadeath too because you can stack them up to the same amount in your cargo slots. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think it's worth hoarding this many anymore. I don't need them for that many. We'll keep maybe 1 or 2 stacks like we're doing with salvage data in case new updates come out where this is a currency and we want to have some. That's why I'm storing the salvage data. If more building parts come out that I need to buy, I want to have some saved up already. But I don't know why I'm saving this skeleton. Oh, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to place these at some point, showcase them in our bases and stuff like that. And that's why I'm saving this one. But I can go get another one at any time. They're still in the game, so I can get rid of that. lots of stuff to get rid of. What else do we need to do? We need to go upstairs and double check that there's nothing that we want to keep. It's a pretty established save. I've got a lot of bases. We've already gone over some of them. But there's a lot of resources being gathered, so I don't need to necessarily recoup the losses from these rooms. You know, I don't need to unbuild these rooms. I don't need to unbuild these trade terminals. I probably will. We're probably going to do some of that today, but we need to go through and figure out what I have on here that I do want to keep. Like, I want to pick up these nutrient processors. That's great. That's just the one. I can just do that right now. Yoink. Yeah, it's got to go through. Look, there's some glitch decorations. I'll pick that up for sure. Let's just start. Let's just dive right in. Let's just dive right into picking stuff up that I want to keep. There's not as much stuff built as I thought there would be. I'm probably confusing this with my other normal saves freighter. All of my freighters have the same layout. This room that you get at the back of each of your freighters when you buy a new one, that comes with these 2 barrels and this thing here, I keep that room. I just even it out so the hallways that access it are rooms instead of hallways, and they're even on the sides. One of them isn't offset from the other, like it starts out. That's basically all I do. That's how I set up all of my freighters. What do we have over here? Oh, I was trying some experimental building with these curved corridors, making round pillars in the middle of a room, which is pretty cool. You can do some super cool stuff using planters or what are they called? The items that grow carbon. Carbon planters? No, that's not their actual name. Everyone calls them carbon planters because I think that's what they used to be called. Let's see what they're called. Specialist? Farming. There it is. Standing planter. Yeah, you can put some of them in. They don't snap against these walls, but there is a way. I don't have enough metal plating to build it. There isn't a way to build them sort of into these walls in a circular pattern and keep the circle of these walls. It looks really cool. I've seen that going on. And they give off mist when they're powered, so that's pretty cool. I believe, you know what, let's just waste some metal plating, waste some space, and let's see if those things are powered now, because I was told that those things do not require light bulbs underneath them anymore. So let's build one of those and see. Does it have a red power symbol on it, or is it? No, it's powered. That's great. You don't need the light bulbs on them anymore. Awesome. Well, let's not pick up the carbon. Let's just delete that and get the metal plating back. Like I said, wasting a slot. These, I'm not too concerned about. This thing here, you can't even actually access on a freighter. It just looked neat and it takes a texture. So that's why I built it there. Yeah, I believe I can just delete pretty much everything. I can just trade the freighter in pretty much as is. But, like I said, we need to make room in the inventory. So let's start with that. I don't have any frigates out, do I? No? Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I could also be confusing this freighter with my old freighter before I traded one in for a system freighter in the first place. I had... Yeah, you know what? I definitely am, because I'm pretty sure that was the freighter where I had glitched in a candelabra bloom here. So this glowing sun was super bright, like ridiculously bright. And that's why I can't find that freighter anymore on any of my saves. It's gone. Okay. Yeah, enough of this. Let's get into the inventory then, and let's start sorting that out. So where can I put stuff? Do I want to sell those? You know what? I did spend quite a bit of money running all of those derelicts. I actually spent like 400, 500 million units. So yeah, you know what? Let's sell those wiring looms. But how are we going to do that? I only started gathering repair kits right at the end. Well, I can gain one slot like that. I can gain one slot like that. Can these go anywhere? They can go into storage. But storage is going to become pretty important. You know what we can do while we're here on the freighter? Let's go check the other ships. Maybe I've got some room open on them. Who knows? I seriously doubt I have room on the storage ship, which is hauling all of my glitch decorations. I think it's jam-packed, but maybe I've got room for this one thing. Nope. I would have room for one calcashroom. I would have room for one rattlespine, one electric cube, one of almost anything except light fissures, but I've got a ton of light fissures. I'm not too concerned. Ooh, hexplate bushes. Well, that's okay. I'm going to get a bunch of those back, at least 4 or 5, from deleting spurious bulb space. We'll get those in the future. Okay, so there's no room here. Is there? Like X? No. Okay. Starship is full. Okay. So nothing in that ship. No room for that. Let's see what we got over here. Room-wise, at least. Space. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, well that's good. That's perfect, actually. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Even more wiring looms to sell. So, are there any NPCs visiting me right now? No? No? Alright, well let's just crash the economy for wiring looms here. It doesn't matter. I don't actually know if these terminals up here affect the economy or not. But I've always been careful about not crashing the economy with stuff that I'm concerned about. But this time I'm not too worried. Wiring looms, I'm not going to be selling them en masse again or buying. And in fact, if I'm buying them and I crash the economy, good. Right? Let's see. Wiring looms. 430 wiring looms for 10 million units. Sure thing. Bam. Gone. Now we can go to the freighter. If we get over there. Yeah. Where are the wiring looms at? Because that's the fastest way. We can't hold very many over there, actually, compared to how many we're holding here. This might take a couple of emptying trips, but let's do it. And we'll take a look if the economy's crashed. We got 10 million for a full Starship load before. This is going to take three redos here. Starship, sell, wiring looms. Not, if we are selling it, it hasn't dropped that much. You'd think that if you affected it by that much, it would affect it already. All right, we'll keep an eye. 10 million for 480. Sold. Let's fill it up again. Okay, Starship. And I don't even know if this is going to be enough room. You know what? Let's put that in our inventory right away, just because we can. Starship. Yeah, okay. One more trip after this one. If I could click the right number of times, that'd be great. All of them. No, yeah, we are affecting the economy quite severely. Look at that. It's dropped from -16 to -29. We're at 8 million. That's okay. Like I said, I don't care. But it's good to know that that does affect the economy. So I could have waited for a pilot to land and that wouldn't have affected the economy, but I'm in a hurry. I'm in a hurry. I want to get this done. I want to go start farming that new freighter that I know of to replace this one with. We got a good glimpse of it coming in to this video. I was parked right outside the anomaly. That's what I see every time I exit the anomaly. No, I want to keep these, I think. Yes. I did say I wanted to keep some wiring looms, but I've got 40 on me, so that's fine. There's probably some on this. This isn't my starship. Right. Well, it is my starship, but it's not my most common starship. But there's probably some wiring looms on the one that I usually fly to. All right. We're selling less than 480, so that's another reason why it dropped down there. But it did also go from 26 to 43, so we are really affecting the economy with each sale. Would have been better if we sold it directly from the freighter storage where we could hold more at a time. But that's what we're trying to empty out. So let's start that. Okay. Oop, that's not far enough. There we go. Scratch. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter what sort of organization I use for this, as long as they're all stored somewhere where I will be able to access them on a new freighter to use them pretty much right away. But why not organize them a little bit, because I already have them organized by class here. And we gained a slot or two extra that we can also take a look at. Maybe I'll keep my fuel. I should have enough room for stuff like that when I transfer to a new freighter. I think. We'll see. We're going to find out. That's for sure. Did I move one from the wrong panel? I totally did, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Combat. Combat. And combat. Where'd it go? There we are. We passed it again. Okay, and yeah, that's exactly enough room actually for the hyperdrives. Now, as we can see, if we hover over this one, it says the first sentence are deployable freighter upgrade salvage from the SV Eissentam 6. I also have modules from, whoops, wrong button. Eissentam 6, Eissentam 6, the sister of Goriju. So those are some of the modules that I gained, and they're also 250s, but they're from a different derelict freighter. So these ones are the ones I've been farming, is the Eissentam 6, and the sister of Goriju is ones that I used to farm, and I don't know where that system is. I could find it again, but the like I said, that one in Eissentam is super duper fast. I recommend going to that address in Eissentam. Very, very simple layout. I was able to farm them all really quickly. Well, no, not really quickly. It took a couple of days actually to do. How many did I have to do overall? There are 12, 3, right? Well, I want 3 by 4, so 12, 15, and I want 2 sets of each, so 30. I need to do 30 to get all of these. Plus, I had to run way more than 30 to actually get these 6 of each, obviously, right? Because I got doubles and I had to reload and not count that one. So I ran way more than overall I needed, but I needed 30 derelicts just for the modules, and then I have 45 cargo bulkheads, and I started with 16, so that's another 30, I think it's 59 derelicts overall that I successfully ran and saved the game afterwards, plus however many I ran to get all of these specific ones instead of just whatever random ones. I also had to reload the game whenever I got one of the modules that isn't for frigates. Well, is for frigates, but that don't do anything. The fuel efficiency and the mission duration modules currently don't have any effect. I'll go farm those up when they get fixed, but it's been a while, and I don't suspect that they will get fixed anytime soon, so that's why I didn't farm those ones up. I skipped them. Okay, I've got something to sell in my main inventory at least. I've got probably a lot of things to sell in my main inventory, but definitely that skull, those 3 eyes for sure. I could have cooked those into something to sell for nanites, but I'm trying to get rid of nanites in the save. I've got way too many. Got 700, almost 800 hours. You got quite a bit of everything. The only reason this is so low is because you know what, that's something maybe we could do. I've never actually hit the cap of units. I could get rid of some inventory space selling stuff. I've got a lot of stuff to sell for money. I could do that, but I don't know if I need that much space. I think I've cleared enough. Let's take a peek. Got rid of the skull. This can go on my building ship. We didn't even finish looking at all the other ships. We just looked at this one. I don't know why I was carrying so many wiring looms there. This is the exploration ship. Oh, I think I was going to use this to travel galaxies, go through the center of galaxies, and you do damage a lot of technology when going through if you have anything on this side. And because I wanted this to be a warp ship, with a high hyperdrive range, which I think I've got a pretty good one. I know it can get better than that for explorers, but yeah, I wanted to carry a lot of wiring looms just so I could repair all this stuff real quick and just head on to the next galaxy warp, and without losing hyperdrive range. But I guess I don't need hyperdrive range anymore because I can use the anomaly to glitch myself back to a base at a previous system and go through the center of that galaxy again to get to the next one. Yeah, but well, whatever. We'll see. Let's go put that metal plating away and see how much space we have to break down some rooms, because I'm going to want to do that. Are you the building ship? I believe so. Yes, you are the building ship. Oh, look at these. Are these old items? I think they are. Yeah, we don't need these no more, right? What are the new items? These are the new items. Yeah. Neat. I've got some legacy items now. Ha ha ha. Well, I also had a couple like stay in storage, so I can move those over to storage. I don't need to keep them on this ship anymore because we don't need to use them to build anything anymore. But they were used rarely, but mostly these are here for your technology upgrades, I believe, and your suit and stuff like that, and your exo tools. Don't need them anymore. I'm going to move this over here because I do use light fissures for building, same as I use star silk, right? You want to make a couch, or you want to make a chair, I guess. Couches you can make without star silk for some reason. But yeah, for aesthetic stuff, so sure, we'll put one of those over there. I have two of these here now. I'm going to keep it here. It doesn't take up too much room. It's one whole slot, but so does everything. One sodium takes up a whole slot. That's a waste of space. In fact, can I put any of this in the high capacity? No. Then let's just delete it. I can always get more sodium. I'm sure I'm farming it somewhere. Oxygen, I am definitely farming. Carbon, you can't farm in condensed form, so let's maybe hang on to that. It's only just one slot. This ship doesn't have that stored in it. Let's take a look at my first ship, the only one I actually have kept that is, no, actually a bunch of these are found by me. I think that Explorer is off the exchange, but this one is found by me. One of my very first ships. We have no room. This has become my new storage ship. That's right. Okay. For old modules, for ship modules. The living ship, I feel, has no room at all because that doesn't have room at all. Oh, you know what, though? You know what? Maybe we could give my living ship some slots. In fact, I think maybe we'll try that, because I bet that glitch is still in the game. So if you expand, if you use cargo bulkheads to expand your freighter's slots while your living ship is your equipped ship, it will also gain slots. So do I want to do that? You know what? Why not? I'm fairly happy with this. It's fairly unique color set, very pastel. It doesn't really match my theme, but I like it a lot. The light magenta purple and the light teal. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. It wouldn't have been my first choice, and it looked totally different on the planet, and I picked it, and I didn't know you could do the reloads. But, you know, the lighting on the planet I found it on totally affected how it looked, so I didn't get to see it in, like, this perfect white light like you get here in your menu, unfortunately. But I still love it, so I'm going to keep this one. It has a very decent hyperdrive range for a living ship. It wasn't max, but it was decent. And we still can't get economy or combat scanners. But if I can increase the slots, that will make it at least viable for a little bit of storage. You can see we had 2 slots left over, and they were both being used for modules, in case I want to re-roll some of those hyperdrives, I think. That's why I was keeping those ones. Modules that only living ships can use, by the way. So what did I want to move over here? Anything? I can't. It's full. It is filled up. But I do have more wiring looms. I was right. Okay. So, an Atlas pass I should keep on me for now anyway. I used to always keep it on me, but somebody pointed out that once you have this matter beam installed, there's no reason to not have it here, taking up just one slot. Same as the nutrient processors, to be honest. You don't need to carry that. You can summon that anywhere in the universe even without moving your freighter. You don't have to summon your freighter into the same system if you keep it in this set of inventory. as long as you have a matter beam. Atlas Pass, you can open any door without moving it to your inventory. You automatically have access to the key. And you can just build one of these without having to use the resources to build a new one if you have it in your freighter main inventory and a matter beam. But I'm going to keep them here for now, just so that I don't have to transfer as much stuff over later. I think one last thing we're going to do, have I made a new autosave? Yeah, I'm out of my ship, right? Okay, well, let's just do, restore point saved. Well, guess what? Restore point saved again, just because of, faux CD. But just to double check, basically. Let's move. Now, this fuel will stack much lower in my main inventory. My high capacity is full on this stuff. I want to break down these, basically, because if I break them down, I'll gain some resources. I don't need the resources to build these again, except this one here, actually. I will. And I probably would have the resources, but why not gain some stuff out of it while I'm breaking stuff down, while I'm making inventory space and all that jazz? So let's get the important stuff out of here first, because I don't know how much space we're going to get. This is most of the space, and that's not even the important stuff. That's important. And we do have room in the cargo as well, right? We could go... we could use up that slot, although that's better spent with something valuable. No, I guess we don't have room in the cargo. Okay. Well, these all stack better on the freighter, but none of them are higher. This only goes to 5, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So maybe what I will do is keep these over here. And I'll transfer these ones to the exosuit. So, for example, you guys go back. And that gets me 2 slots here. And this doesn't take up more than 1 slot in the main exosuit, see? And neither does this. There we go. So I only need to save 1 slot instead of 2. So if I move that to the exosuit, basically we're only going to need this many slots on the new freighter. So let's see what we get from breaking these things down. Wiring looms, of course, great. And platinum and gold, that's probably what we're going to get from all of them. So you know what? Oh, no, we got silver for that one. Okay. Yeah, okay, they're all slightly different. Let's see if we get anything different from the different ones. No, not really. What about the hyperdrive modules? Yeah, we get antimatter. Okay, well, those ones I'll definitely break down. And what about this? We should get some interesting stuff. Yeah, because we're going to need this interesting stuff. This is what I'm looking for to build the new one. I can have the recipes. It's no big deal. Not a big deal. No, those are max, starship. Okay, there. We got room on the starship. Perfect. What about for antimatter? We have room in the exosuit. Okay, but I think I'd rather keep that there. And the cadmium, we have room in the high capacity. Perfect. That's great. Let's go to the tech and break some of this down. That's going to get us something we would like to keep to build the next one, I bet. Yeah, see? Perfect. Yeah, I can store those there. Good. What about other tech that I'm going to... These are the hyperdrive range modules. Okay, that's the actual hyperdrive. I should also memorize this layout, but I'll figure out a new one. We'll figure it out. There might even be a better one. This might not be the best layout. Probably didn't figure out the best layout last time. Where are blue stellar bodies? That's what I'm looking for. So the other one's going to be B class. Green stellar bodies. Boom. That's the stuff I want to keep. Did it go into the main? Yes, it did. That can go to exosuit. Don't have room for that. So if I put that, that can go on the starship. High capacity. Because I know I have a slot of these already on a starship, but it's not this one. So we need to move it here first. Or was that in a cargo slot somewhere? And then I didn't need to do any of that. That's probably where it was. And I do have a couple slots in the high capacity, so oh, that's right, you can't move it from here to high capacity? No, you can't. That's really interesting. Okay, but from here... Oh. Do I have to be upstairs? Maybe I've got to be upstairs to do it. Maybe that's what's going on. I wanted to see how many slots I had in my cargo. Well, it looks like we're totally out of slots, so we're not going to break down any of these rooms. Maybe I'll break down a trade terminal so we can build one right away without having to go looking for stuff. But let's take a peek here. Can I put this away now? Yeah, see storage. But I also want to just go through again and make sure I didn't hallucinate and see one of these somewhere. Must have been on a ship. No, I know where it was. I was going through the menu to show you that I have the recipes to build them. That's where I saw that icon. Okay, well, into storage you go. I need you to come up here anyway to move you over to storage. And that's it. Storage is full. Okay, cool. So we got 2 slots though. I can move this back. And that should be all we really need. I probably have room on the starship. There we go. It's only a couple hundred units of that stuff. And you know what? I can just grab the rest if I want. Why not? I'm not too worried about even saving any of this stuff. Look at all those wiring looms. Bing, bang, boom. Just because we got the room. Okay. This stuff is stuff I would like to keep. These 8 slots here. So hopefully we're going to have 8 slots to move stuff over with when we get the new one. And we're going to go and we're going to find that next time. It is in Eissentam. So what I'm going to do is head over to my base in Eissentam. We'll finish off the episode there. And we'll start off the next one hunting my new system freighter. Before we do, while we're up here, while we're right beside the bridge, let's go take a peek. Let's see if I have more nanites to get rid of up here. Did I already get all of the colors? Purchase upgrades, right? And then it would be here. Yeah, already known. Cool. Awesome. Well, I was hoping I could get rid of a bunch of nanites there. Oh well. Okay, off to Eissentam. My bases. It's going to be fairly far down here. There we go. That's the one. I have other bases in Eissentam, but this one I have... Oh my gosh, that was really loud. I'm deaf. Totally deaf. On this one I have the portal marked, so I know how to get to the portal, and we're going to need that because this base is at the core of Eissentam, and the system we're going to be heading to is probably around 700,000 light years away from the core of Eissentam. We don't want to have to fly there. We're going to take the portal. There is a space station there. I've gone there, and you know what? I'm super silly. I should have that space station in my list. Well, maybe we're going to warp one more time, but maybe I'll do that at the end of the episode. After the end of the episode. I'm just going to double check with the teleport terminus at this base that I do indeed have that space station on my list. I don't recall the name of the space system, but actually, you know what? I think I do. I think it's a being. AA bin. AA bin? Yeah, okay, it's right there. Okay, so I do have it in my list. I can get there anytime. And did you see the weather when I portaled in here? It's like, it's bad storms all the time here now. I would never have built this resort hotel on a planet that had perpetual bad storms. It had it had storms, but they were super infrequent, like one every 2 days or something like that. And now this planet, this one's another one on the chopping block. I found another one. It didn't change any of the colors. The planet still looks great. It's got green skies. It's got wine-colored grass. It's got, I think, blue water or teal water. one of the two. It's a really nice looking planet, but it's ruined by perpetual loud storms now. So this base is one that I wanted to continue working on, actually, but it's on a planet where I don't like it anymore, so it's on the chopping block. We'll get to that. Right now we're doing the freighter. That's what we're going to get to next time, is replacing the freighter with a new one. And until next time, everyone, have a good time.